public goods are provided by the government and they have two features in common. One, we call it non-excludable. So what does it mean? Let me write it that no one no one can be excluded from using it. Simple as that, you cannot stop anybody from using it. Now, that is what we call non-excludable. Like, for example, if there is a road, okay, doesn't matter who builds it. Let's say you build the road, okay, can you stop anyone from using that road? Because if you say, all right, I have built that road, so you cannot go from there. So the person can say, this is a public area, so I will go from there. You cannot stop me. So it means you cannot exclude anybody from using that, right? Similar is the case with, let's say, street lights. Okay, street lights. Again, you, for example, you have installed an electric pole outside your house, okay, because there is quite a darkness there outside your house. So now other people are getting the benefit from that as well. Maybe somebody is just standing there down the electric pole reading something, okay, or finding something, okay, because there is light there. So it means now, can you stop that person from getting the benefit from that light pole? Obviously not. Okay, doesn't matter who actually has spent money on it. So that is why we call such issue as, let me write it there, we call it free rider problem. Remember, I'm calling it free rider. So there are free users there. Okay, doesn't matter who, obviously somebody has to spend. Okay, but after that, nobody pays for it, but they are able to use it. And that is the reason we say, let me write it there, public goods are unprofitable to produce. Public goods are unprofitable to produce. Let me use a different color because there is another feature, right? Unprofitable to produce, because if a private company does that, so obviously private company has to spend, or somebody has to spend, and then later all other people will be getting the benefit. So private company will think that what is the point of spending money there if we cannot charge people when they use the product. So that is why, and you know that all private sectors, their primary objective is to earn profit. So if they are not getting money from every single person who is using it, it becomes unprofitable. And that is the reason. Okay. So that is why I'm bringing, that is the reason it is always provided by the government. So private sector does not provide it because of the this feature, that is non-excludability. Okay, we call it non-excludability, or public goods are non-excludable. There is a free rider problem, and because of that, government has to provide it. So roads and street lights both are the examples of it. Similarly, if I talk about, let's say, our defense system, again, defense system is part of public good. Okay, so and government has to provide it. And you know that even taxpayers, they, yes, you can say that they pay a certain amount to the government to provide it, but there are some non-taxpayers as well, people who are very poor, still they are getting the protection, right? Because army is there to protect themselves from aliens, okay, from enemy attack, right? So this is these are the examples of public goods. There is another feature there of public good as well. Let me write it there. They are non-rival. Remember, they are non-rival. Now, what does it mean? No one can reduce the. Okay, let me just rephrase it. Benefit cannot be reduced for the people who are using it afterwards. Okay, so benefits cannot be reduced of using that product. Okay, cannot be reduced of using that product for the people who are using it afterwards. So again, it's very simple. Think about again, because I have given examples already. These are the examples, right? Think about roads. How many times you use a certain road, okay? Or how many times people use the road, okay? So do you really think that you do not get the same benefit? For example, if you are moving on the road and there are other people who are using the same road, so you are on the road, and from before you there were many people who were on the road who were using that. So does it reduce the benefit for you just because you are using it later in the day, and there are millions of people who actually used it in the first half of the day? So it does not make any difference. The benefit is obtained by every single person, um, remains the same, right? So this is what we call non-rival. Think about, let me give you an example that when we say that it is not non-rival, okay? For example, you buy a chocolate from the market, and you eat it, you get the benefit, right? After that, another person goes to the market, to the same shop to buy the same chocolate. Shopkeeper says it's not available. Okay, so you have, because there was only one left and one person actually bought it already. Now that person will be deprived of the benefit of that product. And this is what we call rival product. It is rival, meaning that now you have reduced the benefit of that product for the other people. In fact, there will be no benefit for the other people. Why? Because they cannot use it. Okay. So non-rival is when doesn't matter how many people use it, the benefit obtained from using that product remains the same for every single person. Similarly, think about street lights, defense. So same applies there as well. Okay, all right. So I stop here. Now, if you have any confusion regarding public goods or the two features I highlighted, just let me know.
Can you explain rival goods again?
Okay, or who's saying that?
Sir, yeah,
Is
yeah.
it? Yeah, yeah. Okay, all right. Because Hamna, your mic is also open. So either mute it or say something. Hamna Javed. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. All right. Okay. Now, rival. I'm telling you. Are you talking about yeah, yeah, non-rival or rival?
Sir, rival.
Okay. All right. I just gave you that example that public goods are non-rival. They are not rival products. Okay. Think about a piece of land. You buy a piece of land and you construct a house over there. So now it's your house, it's your property. So now, can anybody use the same house? Tell me, or use the same piece of land? Would you allow that person to enter your house?
No, sir.
Okay, no. So it means that your house or that piece of land is a rival product. Now, the same person cannot get the same benefit from that piece of land or that house because now it's your property. You are the owner. But that is not true in case of public goods. Nobody can become the owner and say that you cannot use it. Now, let me give you an example. If you are able to stop somebody from using it, then we call it excludable, right? Let me talk about it. And I told you that public goods are not excludable, they are non-excludable. Think about Wi-Fi system. Okay, so you have a Wi-Fi system or device at your home, and you use it, and you have a password as well. So now it means everybody cannot use it. So you can stop other people from using it. So this is what we call excludable. You can exclude other people from using it. But if let's say you remove the password and signals are there for everybody to use it, either to your right or left, now it becomes non-excludable because without a password you cannot stop anybody from using it. Simple as that. So think about, so this is excludability. Similarly, think about the radio you use in your car. So how do you run that radio? Obviously, the you catch the signals, right? The antenna is there on top of your car, and it catches signals, and you can listen to the radio as well. So this is again non-excludable. You cannot stop anybody. Anybody who is having a car and the antenna, either the traditional antenna or the shock antenna, whatever it is. So no, you cannot stop any person. So that person will be using it. This is what we call non-excludable. So, but public goods, I explained you, they are non-excludable and non-rival. When it comes to private goods, as I gave you the example of a house or a piece of land or a chocolate, okay, these are private goods. Why we call it private goods? Because they are owned by certain individuals. Private goods are always rival and excludable, whereas public goods, they are always non-excludable and non-rival. Yeah. Now, anybody? Any questions? If you have a question,
No, sir.
I will. All right, Avi, thank you very much. So it means we can move on. And so I hope that now public goods is absolutely clear to everybody. I'm telling you, this is actually explained in A levels, and in O levels, maybe the teachers they are not able to explain it to the students well, maybe because they do not know, or maybe they feel that maybe this is not the right time, whatever is the case. But I think that this is important to you to know about it, because question may come in your exam as well about it. All right. Now, next is merit goods. So, merit goods are also provided by the government. They can be provided by uh, the private sector as well, but government has to provide it. Why? Again, the reason is there, but let me write it there as well. Just a minute. Public goods. Let me because I am actually recording it. I want to have a better. Let me use. Okay. Public goods, and then we have merit goods. Second one, merit goods. All right. So I know that I'm actually taking time in making you understand this concept, but this was important. That's why I took time in explaining it. Okay, merit goods. Now we can define it in a way. Let me just use a color, black color. Okay, these are the goods. These are the goods whose benefit is more than one can realize. Now, this is the definition. These are the goods whose benefit is more than one can realize. Why? Because it does not only give benefit to those only who are using it, but to those also who are not using it. Okay, it means its benefits are wide ranging, and that is why the person who is using it does not know the actual benefit of it. Okay, whose benefit is more than one can realize. This is actually the definition, huh? And later on, I just explained it that why it happens, why you are not able to realize that what amount of benefit is there of those merit goods. Why? Because you use it, you get the benefit, but you do not realize that it is giving benefit to other people as well, right? So, like for example, if I write here healthcare, okay. Now this is okay an example. Let me. This is an examples of public goods, and then we I gave you the example of examples of healthcare. Now, let's talk about healthcare or medical facilities as well. Okay, let's say you are ill, okay, and you have some kind of infectious disease. Okay, let's say you have flu. Okay, and you want to see the doctor. So when you see the doctor, doctor prescribes you some medicines, and when you use it, you get cured. Okay, so you feel that yes, I got the benefit by taking the services of the doctor, or by visiting the doctor, right? Okay, but you do not realize that actually you have not saved yourself. You have, okay, you are cured, fine, but you have saved other people from getting that disease, because flu is infectious, it is contagious, so it can travel to other people as well, to whom you meet, same as corona, right? So it means that when you get healthcare facilities, it does not only provide benefit to you, it provides benefit to those people as well who have not used healthcare facilities at all. They are saved from it as well. Now, the problem is why they are provided by the government, because it can also be unprofitable. Why? Same is the case with public goods. Think about, there is a village and there are four people who actually got caught by a very infectious disease, for example, okay, and it can travel or spread very quickly to the community. So now, no private sector hospital is planning to open a branch over there. Why? Because they feel that only four people are there. So there is no point opening a branch over there, because we will be curing only four people. So we won't be getting much revenue from it. We won't be getting much profit out of it, right? But they are not realizing that in that way, other people will be saved from that disease. But obviously, you know that as a private sector, you do not think that way. You only think about your own private benefit, that is the profit, right? That is why government has to play its part. And government actually works for public welfare. So government, so there must be a government hospital over there, so that those four people can be cured and other people can also be saved from get getting that disease as well. Why? Because so now healthcare facilities, or that hospital has benefits to, they have, it has wide ranging benefits. So it provides benefit to other people as well who are not getting the services of a doctor who is there in the hospital, right? So this is merit goods, and you can see healthcare actually has all those features which I just explained to be called a merit good. Same is the case with, if I say education, it's the same, right? Now, how can education be a merit good? The reason is that, for example, you do not get education, but someone gets education and then, let's say, becomes a doctor or an engineer or a teacher or a banker or a lawyer, whatever. Okay. Now, other people will get the benefit from the services of that person without getting education. Like doctor treats an illiterate person who is not educated. So an uneducated person is getting the benefit from that person who is a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer, right? Or a banker or a teacher, whatever. But that person has not actually got the education, right? So it means that without, so again, you can see that the benefits are not limited to one person. We normally say we'll get education, we'll find a good job, okay, and then we'll start making money. This is our benefit, right? Fine. But you do not know that when you get education, you actually spread that benefit to the whole community, okay, where you live. Why? Because whatever you become, either you are a doctor or engineer or whatever, you actually give benefit to other people as well. So education actually not only provides benefit to you, it helps other people out as well, right? So that is why, again, you cannot realize that. You only think that, yes, yeah, I will work in a good multinational organization and I will get a handsome salary and I will make my career even better. So this is also part of merit goods. So that is it. So now, any question regarding merit goods, if you are not or still not clear? Anyone? So it means there is no problem. Okay. All right. So it's okay. Let me now press the stop button. Just a minute.